Yes, we are. We're here and we're live. We are 10 minutes late, but not for lack of trying. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us for session 6 of our Light of Xaryxis Spelljammer campaign. Edited campaign, heavily edited by myself. We're going to go ahead and get jumping into it. So we're going to go ahead and start with our introductions. So today with me, playing the General Czar, we have...
Guys, I'm Josh. I'm going to be playing General Czar. Your local bug pirate.
Not so local, but definitely a bug pirate. Also not local is Xaryxis, being played by...
Yo, I'm Alex. I am playing your wonderful teal bugbear, Xaryxis. He's got a quite sensitive nose, as you can very well see.
Indeed. But who doesn't have a nose at all, actually, is Tin Man, who's being played by...
Howdy, folks. Thank you for joining us this evening. My name is Dayton, playing Tin Man, our gun monk. And while he may not have a nose, he can tell you the exact chemical makeup of any smell in the air with 50% accuracy.
50% accuracy. That's pretty good.
It's not bad.
It's an impressive score.
One for two.
Someone who also was probably picking up some odd smells this last weekend was Matt, playing Valen.
Hey.
With our announcements. Go ahead.
Hey, how you guys doing? Thanks for tuning in again. We got a great episode here. Sorry about the technical difficulties. We worked through them. We got some few announcements for you guys. I was out at Comic-Con this weekend. I don't know. I know I saw Unlikely Cat Ninja out there. She was having a great time. Her cosplay was great. Her significant other was out there having a great time. I saw a lot of great local artists out there. One I ended up sitting down and talking with about our stream and some of our characters was a artist. His name's Eric Hernandez from Color Beyond the Lines, and I got his card right here. He's doing up some new artwork of Valen and some of the characters that I'm going to share over the next week or so. But they're going to be coloring books. So it's going to be really cool. They're like coloring pictures that I can share, and some more pictures for people to kind of have fun with and show their artwork with. I'm super excited about that. I met with a lot of great artists. Saw a lot of great people there. I actually, the artist that painted the original Spelljammer cover was there, and I have it on video.
No
yeah.
way.
Yeah, I was talking. So cool. Yeah, I was talking to him. I have it on camera, and he was telling me all about it. I was like, "Yeah, I'm playing Spelljammer right now," and he pulled out the original one from it, and he was showing me, and it was for sale and stuff. Yeah, so there were tons of great artists there. Great time. I really enjoyed it. Great celebrity meets there. Ron Perlman, other stuff. But anyways, I'll try to distill a video down and get that out to the club so they can check it out later. I recorded a lot. I don't want to, we were running a little late. I don't want to get this thing delayed too much for you guys. My name is Matt Roberts. I'm playing Valen Yosai, your local, not so local, Astral elf, but local to the Detroit metro area. So hit me up if you're in the area, want to collab. I got some cool projects around here. So with that ado, Mark, take us back.
Alrighty, so with episode or session 6 of Echoes of the Astral Sea, or Echo of the Astral Sea, I should say, let's go ahead and go over our previously on Echo of the Astral Sea. Last session we began with Valen readying himself for his duel against the Gif. In the moments ahead of the fight, the party takes a moment to try a drink called the Jade Tsunami, a favorite of Murt's that causes the unprepared to see green, spin, and fall prone. Murt also offers Valen a home recipe of chocolate and ginger in the form of a small chocolate ball in order to ease Valen's stomach before the duel. With a taunt referring to a specific time of year and the locale of the Gif's teeth and relation, Valen and the Gift enter a knockdown, drag-out duel exchanged quickly in the cadence of a few well-placed shots by Valen. Emerging victorious, Valen moves to execute the Gift with a voice in his head, and that of Xaryxis urge Valen to mercy. Tying up the Gift and leaving Tony on clean, the party moves to the officers' quarters with Crux and Mert. They find Tarto, Mikan, Fred, and Cricklet there putting together a small meeting. Tarto looks slightly better healed than previously, but still sporting bandages of her injuries, including an arm wrapped across her chest. Mert and Tarto offer the party a job. They'll be paid well for, in the form of an electrum ingot, which Mert assesses to be worth nearly 10,000 GP. Should they find satisfying answers, Mert further informed them that they'd be preparing for their exodus from Toril to the Great Belt after the party's attack, leaving the academy behind, and that he and Tardo and Crux would be spending the time the party was away for said preparations. Fred calls the party over and tells them that there's a small jammer with bombs attached to it and a tree on top of it, looking for someone with teal leaves that they handled the situation, except the boat was still floating above the skydock. The party begin by seeking out the captured Gif and interrogating him. Scarrock grabs some kabak and as an intimidation tactic against the Gif. Valence starts but missed the table, embarrassing himself in front of the captive. Scarrock makes a closer attempt, getting very close, and asks why they might be looking for a tree with teal leaves. But he turns Scarrock away with no real good answers. Zar takes a crack as well, utilizing his telepathic abilities to intimidate the Gif, asking after the Thrag Green Dread Captain Zar, or so he calls himself. During the interrogation, they learn a few things. A, the Dread Captain Zar always seems to be checking in with some woman who knows her name. B, the Gif is from the Famous Brothers, a primarily Gif regiment of mercenaries that are well known for their unwavering offenses and vicious loyalty. One of the ships procured for the attack was after someone named a son of Verdant. D, that they should be watching themselves around the Gif's arrival. E, it's gleaned that he's not wearing any of the king's gear, and therefore is very likely not of the king's brothers anymore. And he does clarify that he once was, and the reason he was kicked out was for overt force, though he clarifies no further. The Camus brother swears on Gif's honor that he knows no more, and Crux corroborates this oath. However, when he turns to ask if Tin Man has any questions, teasing him for not fetching drinks. But before Tin Man can utter a word, the group steps in to defend him, who then proves he didn't need the defense, as his monologue cut deep enough to vanquish this particular foe. Taking his legs from under him and laying his pride bare. Trigonometry. This fine armament square in my hand, plus your backside square in my sight, equals a casket square in the ground. Fatal math. Tin Man made a very astute observation to the Gif, that the people who came here attacked the school were punching down on students, children, and on people just trying to get a start. He finishes his statement by saying, "There was no honor in this mission, and I think you know that." Seeing this cut deep, Scarrock unties the Gif and offers him the kabak, but the Gif doesn't seem to notice. Crux steps between the party and the captive, stating that it's not right to see a Gif cry, and sends them on their way to their next task. With their interrogation complete, they headed towards the skydock to determine the issue with the talking ship. When they arrive, the ship speaks to them, stating that the son of Verdanth has come, and none too soon, as Verdanth was in danger for some odd yellow meteors. Though neither Scarrock nor Cragleaf seem to know how long they'd been gone. When Scarrock shows his hesitance to return, Cragleaf responds in confused outrage, insisting that they return now. But recognizing that something important was here for Scarrock, and that pushing him wouldn't mend the two minds Scarrock was of, Cragleaf agreed to stay until Scarrock was ready to return to Verdanth. They removed the explosive from Cragleaf's hull, small as it was, and learned that he had expelled the group from his deck, but didn't explain how. Heading back up to Mert's room to close out the investigation, the party searches around and procures the gauntlets that were within the gelatinous cubes, and Zara makes a point to grab the electrum ingot Mert promised was there. As they felt their investigation was coming to a close, Scarrock picked up a familiar scent from the box. Tin Man began hearing the sounds of his bugbear companion falling into another fit of rage. And that's where we'll pick up. So Tin Man, behind you, you hear the snarling of your bugbear companion
I didn't think on that. First of all, blown away. Excellent recap there, DM. But also, I was horribly distracted. Can you just say that Josh's shirt is amazing? I'm
Yeah.
sorry, but I keep looking at it every time he sits back, and I'm like, wait, what did Mark say?
It's pretty great.
He's a dragon.
Yeah, so, really hoping we don't have to do more ally on ally friendly fire here. So, I'm gonna start backing up. The other direction. The other direction.
I mean, if you want to go under me, Mark, I just sit
Okay.
on top of Tin Man.
You're just gonna sit down on top of Tin Man?
Yes.
Alright. Xaryxis, this scent is familiar by now. You recognize it. It's never taken you long to clock a scent. You cannot help but to fall into the compulsion of the adrenaline and the consideration of the hunt. However, you feel yourself relaxing as you allow yourself to be pulled into a separate memory. A better memory. The one just as frustrating. You are stalking the heavily wooded forests of Verdan, and you're chasing two individuals. Or you think it's two, but they weave their trail, their scent becomes one, and then disperses again. You see flashes of silver in the trees, and then blue fur, similar to your own, but you can't seem to catch up. You can smell their sweat and their adrenaline hot in front of you, like unseen wisps of mist in the sky, or in the air around you. But similar to the spineback hunt you once had, you realize that this was not prey to kill. At least not every prey is prey to kill. And eventually you realize that you wouldn't be able to catch him if you could. Knowing you're outmatched and letting that understanding of a hunt well done against 2 or 3 incredibly capable and proficient hunters, you feel just as well as if you had caught them, as if you had spent days on a hunt and only just now got to sit down with your meal. You feel satisfied, sated, full. And as you open your eyes, you feel that the rage effect has subsided, and you feel more powerful.
Hot.
Let's go.
Do I see his eyes kind of unglaze in front of me here?
You do. He seems to have just sat down on top of you and has found his own center.
You all right there, big boy? You good?
Ah, Tin Man. Sorry. And he just kind of like pats you on the head and just stands up.
Right.
So, you still have an investigation to be about. And
So, yeah.
the state still seems to have questions that aren't answered.
So who all grabbed the gauntlets there? Remind me.
I believe Valen has them.
Yeah, I have them up in my hands, and I was kind of like swinging them around, but I haven't worn them. You looking for these, guy?
Yeah, what do you make of them?
Can I? What would I see? Like, is there any identifying marks, or I don't have identify on, but can I investigate a little bit here and see what's going on?
Yeah, go ahead and roll an investigation check to see if you find anything.
All right. How does a 15 say? What do my
I'd say a
elven
fif-
eyes see?
A 15 says quite a bit.
Nice.
Specifically, as you're looking over the metal, you can see that as a magic, or at least a once magical item, these are of pretty solid make. They're very well spaced and made scale gauntlets that, if worn, would probably keep your hands very, very well protected. Aside from, and they're quite fashionable because they're a very nice burnished red, gold, sort of Iron Man colors.
Ooh.
But you still get the sense of fury emanating from them, even if it's sort of like an echo of a whisper. But in regards to defining marks, you do see the Maker's Mark, though you don't recognize it.
Interesting.
The Maker's Mark is 2 crossed hammers with an anvil that's twisted at the bottom, like the top is twisted on the anvil.
2 crossed hammers.
And a twisted anvil down beneath them.
All right. Yeah, I can't tell much about these Tin Man. They're very nice. I'm not willing to put them on here, so unless you know something I don't know, man. Here, take a look. I'm gonna kind of toss it over to him.
All right, I'll grab them. Well, it just so happens we've got a mighty fine quartermaster here in the academy. I think we should go take Mr. Blip a visit and see if he can make heads or tails of these.
Good idea. And I don't think there's too much more we have to do in the room here.
No, just... And I look over at Czar and see him already with the ingot. Yeah, no, we're good.
Hey, Czar, don't get any ideas there, bud. We're going to make sure that gets to where it needs to go.
That's the plan.
All right.
So, Czar, as I believe you have the highest passive perception. I believe you had like an 18 or something like that.
It's a 19 actually. Yes.
19. Okay, so on your way out, as you all are leaving, you see that in the back, there seems to be like a white square in the back of the crate, against the wall opposite where the gelatinous cubes came out of.
Oh.
Oh.
Wait, what?
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna take a look at that.
Okay. As you approach, you actually see that it's an envelope glued against the back, and behind the envelope is a picture of Mert, and he's specifically wearing the outfit that you see over here on the left side of the room.
And that's where they initially first tried to attack, too.
One of them went for the bed, one of them went for the mannequin.
Interesting.
As you do pick up the scent that had caused the rage prior, but you managed to pull up the envelope out, and are you taking the picture? Are you taking
Yes.
anything out of it? Okay, so you
Yes.
take it all.
Take the envelope and picture.
You have a picture of Mert, and you have the envelope. The envelope, I need you to make a quick wisdom save for me.
Sure thing. I can do that. 18. Nice.
So you lift the envelope to look at it, and the first thing that strikes you is a scent. A scent different from the one in the crate. You recognize this scent from the days before your crew fell out from under you. This letter isn't the same purple as the one you had received, but the scent is the same. The same one that Krelak grabbed, and the same one that was used to cause what happened to your crew. Would you like to open it?
I will.
So you can see on the back, it is sealed with a dark purple wax, and stamped in the wax is the embossment of a crystalline chrysalis. And as you open it, I have a little handout here for you. If I can find it. Thought I had it here. There it is. It reads, I hope my gift found you well, Old Wolf. Included are 3 tickets to a play I found absolutely inspiring when first I saw it. Perhaps you'll join me when you arrive in my neck of the sea. Tell the bug an old friend says hello. See you soon. And it's signed Am.
So whoever sent this to him knew I was here?
If that's the bug you assume that they're referring to. Or you are the bug.
I do assume I am the bug they're referring to.
Oh, that's some
Or
main
it
character
is
stuff.
Bill.
Right?
And,
He sent a-
based off the scent I'm getting from it, I do assume I am the bug.
They sent the gelatinous cubes almost like a hit on him.
So,
Like,
did
it seems like they expected him to survive.
But now I'm confused.
were there actual tickets in the envelope as well?
Really?
Correct.
Let me get those tickets.
Surprise! 3 tickets and 2 gelatinous cubes.
You know, I mean, like,
Alright. Now where are these tickets for and where do
Yeah,
they
we
go?
gotta.
yeah.
What's the
'cause, like,
timestamp on these tickets?
Can you read Celestial?
Yes. Scarrock can.
Can he really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful because
Oh,
Zar
that's
cannot.
huge. What?
Okay.
Yeah, Scarrock can speak Common, Sylvan, Celestial, Undercommon, and Elvish.
My dude just over here hanging out with
Beautiful.
angels and fae. Okay.
Yeah, I picked it up as an elective back in Beast School.
Yo, hey man, that elephant in the jungle, it taught me.
Yes.
I learned Elvish from the elephant.
All right.
Sure.
So on if you hand these over to Scarrock, he can read them, and it says Rose Gold Amphitheater, open access, admit 1.
You said that was Rose Gold Amphitheater?
Correct. I do not have a handout for that because I could not find a good ticket image.
No, you're good, you're good. I'm trying to just put it in my notes.
There's 3 tickets, huh?
Yep.
All right, one of you guys got to sit this one out.
For Tin Man and Czar, the Rose Gold Amphitheater sounds familiar to you. The amphitheater is a theater, and it is the horn that keeps the time of the Great Belt. It is located in Renassus, which itself looks like a large, sort of like a snail shell, with most of the walls sort of eroding from the gale force, the strength, the wearing it down. But the center, where the snail shell sort of loops in on itself, has created a horn that at the bottom of which sits a theater. And the proprietor, owner, and primary talent is a Warforged half-elf named Rose Gold. Or she resembles a half-elf, I should say.
Oh.
I was gonna say I didn't know that Warforged and half elves could,
Whoa!
She's a Warforged that resembles a half-elf.
Okay.
Interesting. That sounds really cool. I actually hope we get to go. I hope I'm one of the 3 that make the list, Czar.
Scarrock. If you flip the ticket, it says the name of the play, and it says, let me find the exact words I got here, because it's very important. 2 minutes while I check notes.
No,
The name of the play is.
And as I see him kind of like looking in the back of the box, I'm going to quickly look around the room and see if there was any more traps or anything. Kind of just scout it out a little bit.
Just as a quick, the name of the play is Gauntlets Clutched in Rage.
Awesome.
Really?
Good flag.
Gauntlets
Wow.
clutched in rage.
Here's your flag.
You're looking for traps in the box, you said, Valen?
No, I was just kind of looking around to fill time, but yeah. Once
aside-
yeah.
Go ahead. Aside from that, there's not a whole else in the room. You see Mert's dresser, his armoire, and the fish tank that has a couple of octopi in it, just sort of like scooping around and messing with the goo that's landed in there.
All right, cool. Let's head down to Mert and Blip and see if we can figure out what these gauntlets are.
Yeah, I gotta show Mert this letter too.
As we leave, Scarrock, can you grab two of the octopuses and throw them in the bag of holding?
You're gonna.
All right.
I mean, I feel like
Those
this
come in
movie's
handy
robbing the guy
later.
You now
in
have
the
two
weirdest of ways.
you now have two small octopi.
Hey, when you're hungry,
So,
you're
I need some
hungry.
takoyaki.
Hey, look, I hunted in a jungle. You don't get seafood in the jungle.
Hey, it's actually probably one of the better things I've heard you suggest of all the food, so I'm not gonna complain.
Scarrock's eyebrow just goes up and kind of like, and it kind of gives it like, I know a secret, like waving his finger at Scarrock. That's the lens.
All right, as you you head out of the Mert's quarters, are you heading to Mert or Blip first? Mert's closer.
Then Mert.
So it's literally just around the corner. You head into Mert's room, or the officer's mess where Mert last was. You can see that they're still getting preparing. Mert, Tarto, and Crux are all sitting around the table now, talking to each other, while Lucan, Fred, and Cricket seem to have made themselves busy elsewhere. As they walk in, Mert looks up. Welcome back. Did you find anything?
Yeah, we found a few things here, Mert.
Yeah.
Tin Man. Or, go ahead, Czar.
Mert, in the chest
Here.
that had the gelatinous cubes was this letter. And I'll
Okay.
slam it on the table and I'll slide it over to him.
Smells interesting.
That's what I thought.
Oh. Can you see him read over for a second? 3 tickets. Where are those?
Does Skurruk still have those? Skurruk,
No,
can
I would have put them back in the envelope and handed them
Oh,
to you
okay.
guys.
Then they're with the envelope.
Oh, 3 tickets. Interesting. Gauntlets clutched in rage. Well, I'll tell you what. Some of my best friends have greeted me more viciously than this. I don't think this was an attack made to threaten me. And that image. That was the first time I ever set out into the Great Valley. Good one.
So you think it was a friendly attack?
Friendly, maybe not. However, there are
I
many.
can't see how you define an enemy.
Yeah.
You've seen that I set traps around my bed. What more do I need to say?
Okay, can Scarrock roll an insight on this from his time hanging around with the nobles and cooking it at their functions? Can you roll an insight and really kind of figure out, like, is this a playful noble fight kind of thing, or is it mean spirited?
Sure. Yeah, go ahead and roll an insight.
That would be a 17.
All right. You can see that he's holding it together, but Mert's very tired. He's exhausted, and while he doesn't seem to bat an eyelash at something like this happening, it does have him shaken. You can tell Mert's not the kind of person that has a tell, or at least not an easy one. And you realize that the tell he has is while he's holding his flask, he sort of brushes his thumb against the opening, the little spigot, and sort of moves it back and forth. And after a moment, he takes a drink to cover the towel. So you can tell that while this hasn't shaken, this is very likely not actually common fare.
So he's pulling it off then.
That picture was taken when I went to meet Prince Andrew months ago at Rockabrook. not Andrew. Andrew at the Rock of Brawls. It's only months ago.
Really?
Yes.
First time in the belt months ago? That surprised me.
I was about to say, you say it was your first time in the belt?
We've been establishing ourselves in the belt. Started about a few months ago.
Makes sense.
All right.
Checks
all
up.
Okay.
Math is mathing there. No reason to question. Just surprised.
Player sucks at time.
Skyrock really doesn't understand the concept of a month.
Yeah, it's kind of subjective, right?
But now that you're back, tell me what you found, and then we can move on to other more important matters.
Oh, right. That's before I found the envelope. I do have this too, and I'm gonna hand him that ingot.
Ah, you may keep that. That is your payment.
Oh, all right.
I'll have to tell him twice.
Though, if I may say, don't try turning it in before you leave realm space. It's not worth quite as much here.
It's not flagged or anything here, is it? I don't care. I'm only asking for convenience.
He just goes,
wait, what?
does anybody know Thieves Can't? Because if you know Thieves Can't, it's absolutely flagged. Be extra careful.
Ooh, interesting.
So, I believe we have a mission for you. I believe Tarto has mentioned it before. But we need you to take a trip to the other side of realm space to pick up a dead drop. One of our agents left us some very valuable information and valuable materials that will be indispensable for our heading out to the Great Belt. So, if you'll do this, you get a cut. And I, considering the level of materials and valuables we're speaking here, am comfortable with giving you 15%.
Do I hear any cricket noises?
We are hearing some noises.
As much as is there any wiggle room there for?
That's 15 ahead, right?
That is 15 total, and if I told you what you were going to get, you'd consider that generous. However, what's that?
Oh, go ahead.
No. However, that is not information I can give you right now. He looks over his shoulder at Miken, Fred, and Cricklet, who are on the other side of the room. You never know who's listening.
Yeah, those guys aren't the most capable either, so I feel you on that.
All right, are we still? We're still up on
I'd
the
really
docks,
like
right?
to think they heard that.
You're in the officers' quarters now. You've come down from the docks.
Okay.
Mert looks at you. He tilts his head. There may be some wiggle room if you take on a small task for us on our way to the belt.
Does it have anything to do with those tickets?
No, though. I can't imagine Crux will go, and Lip has no interest in stuff like that. Tarto might not be up for it. I might have to send you all anyway. But regardless.
Skyrock actually will just like snatch the tickets out of his hand.
Okay.
And I think we can. We're more than capable to take this on for you. What exactly are we talking here?
Well, Hakatha, as you may well know, is the homeworld of the Beholders. A mean bunch if you don't know them, and many mean besides. But being such a dangerous place is a perfect place to hide things. No one else will bother going there. So, we have a dead drop from an agent of ours working on a very important task that is crucial for our work in the belt. You understand that I cannot give away secrets. However, I can tell you that the material there is mostly metals. As some of you may know, mining is very, very, very lucrative in the belt. However, there are many metals they cannot get their hands on. Many.
Plenty of time on asteroids. Yep, I get it.
Oh yes. And many of which Toriel has and they need. Among them, of course, your basics. Just some iron to wet the deals. But cold iron, Charlatan, Serite.
Yeah,
He points at the ingot you have, Electrum.
These are some heavy-duty materials you're talking about.
And I'm
I
giving
can't
you a
imagine you
heavy ship.
I can't imagine you transport that with much ease. How are you managing to get that into the belt?
I trust you will find a way. However, I am sending with you the 3 cadets over there and Staff Sergeant Ryback.
Wait,
Who
if
himself.
we are
So-
wait. If we're gonna go to the Beholder planet, whatever, can we bring Tony?
Tony is bounded to the academy. Even after we leave, we will be giving him the academy.
let
We
me
will bring
get
this place into his home.
let me get this straight. Sneak on to the Beholder's home planet with
Smuggle things off.
a team of ragtag beeliners. And I want to point back to them. And the makings of what might be a team of legends to go pick up this dead drop, do it undetected, and return back to the belt. And I guess one question I have is, where's the ship?
The ship is just outside of Toriel's atmosphere. We have yet to clear it as we've been busy, so you will have to do that. But I have it on good authority from Tony himself that there are many valuables on the ship. And the ship is a beholder ship, as I mentioned, so stealth will not be much of an issue. You need only arrive at Hakatha, come in close enough to hop off of the ship, take the joy boats down, collect the dead drop, and be on your way.
Sounds simple enough.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Or we did grind.
There's never been a better time to make a smaller team.
That sounds a lot. That sounds suspiciously like you're leaving the other 3 ragtags to the wolves.
I'm just being open and honest here.
If I may say, aside from the metals, the other item you're to pick up is of utmost importance. It could sway things on a theater that you'd never even understand. I barely understand, and even then I'm not sure. But bring me back that package to here, the academy.
Okay,
And from
so
here, we will.
is
Go ahead.
no, is it package like actual package that we're bringing back?
I'm unsure how they've wrapped it up. They're likely in a rush, so it may only be covered in cloth.
Is it bigger than a bread box?
No. It's as big as your head.
How big is Tin Man's head? Like, Scarrock just tries to palm Tin Man's head to kind of like, is it
He
like,
probably could. With your big, meaty bugbear hands, you probably could just like put the whole head in your paw there.
I think you could do that with all of us, though.
probably so,
It is-
about this big?
Sort of looks at your hand. Probably. It's about this big.
I just put my hand over. Yep, okay.
Yeah, I think this sounds pretty good. It might be best to be off with this mission as quickly as possible here.
Yes, and I already have Crux working on your way out. He is up on the skydock with the flighty foundling, ready to take you up to the ship.
Great. And yeah, I think we'll be on our way, guys. Anything else? And then
Yeah,
Starok
actually,
just kind of
matter of
leans
fact-
into Valen and Tin Man and goes, "What do we do with the tree ship?"
Sounds to me like he's sticking around until you decide what you're doing.
Oh, the living dinghy.
yeah, we'll get back to him. He'll understand. I'm gonna throw down my bag of stuff that I picked up from the barracks, and I'm gonna be like, "Yo, dead meat, pick this up. Let's go," and point it to the other guys.
You see Fred amble over, pick it up, and start heading out.
That's the plasmoid and the ascot, right?
Yes.
He's best boy.
And I'm gonna start
So
making my way to the ship.
All right. You guys head up to, or is everybody else going with?
Yeah.
All right.
Didn't we want to stop by the quartermaster?
Oh yeah, you guys.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, because we got.
I will.
The
I'll-
clinky clinks.
Yeah, I'll lead the other team up to the skydock and let you guys go to do the.
No. Hearing that you are talking about going to see Blip, you hear Tarto from behind. Blip's already up there with Crux, helping with supplies.
Well,
Up we
that works
go.
for us, don't it?
Guess that saves us a trip.
So you head up to the skydock, and as you get up into the skydock, you can see that sort of berthed at one of the docks there is a hammerhead ship, just sort of floating about 10 feet above the ground. And Crux is standing nearby with his hands behind his back in a straight back pose. He's standing at attention. Your ship is ready.
All right, it is a ship. I thought it was a bit of a far-fetched test, to be honest. All of this was going to be a giant test. We were going to get up here. There's going to be no ship. We're going to be welcome in the academy, and we were all done. Now I see it's a ship, and I'm actually thinking this is a real mission here. I should have paid a little more attention downstairs. Thought this was just going to be a test.
DM, what are we looking at here?
So you do see it is a hammerhead ship. It didn't actually get a camera for that. I apologize. I'll have it ready for next time. But it is it's like a 300-foot long ship in the shape of a hammerhead shark. The main control area is up front, and you see that Crux sort of laughs at what Valen has to say. He says, "Well, this isn't your final ship. This is the one taking you up to the other one."
It looked pretty nice to be traveling incognito to the beholders.
And that's what we're going to get you there. He sort of ushers you all in, clearly eager to be getting moving. And after a moment, you feel the ship lift, and Blip walks up to you as you're on the ship. Oh, hello there. Tin Man, have you seen Silverliner's weapon?
I'm gonna kind of like nod off to Xaryxis and just kind of like give the feeling that I'm gonna step away for a second. And I'm gonna try to pull Blip off to the side here. Yeah, and as a matter of fact, I saw Silverliner.
Oh dear. What did he say?
Well, that's the thing. Because it was only him for a second. Now, my memory capacitors could just be fried here. It's been a bit of a long day, let's be honest with ourselves, and we all got jostled around more than just a little bit. But I was about to get made into hubcaps when suddenly time seemed to come down to a stop. Now, between you and me, not the first time it's happened to me, but usually that's because of other things. There he was, clean shot, takes the fist out of this big brute, walks up to me, helps me up, and suddenly, he's not there anymore.
do you mean?
I'm seeing some woman, black lacy dress, real refined looking lady sort, but she says, "You're doing fine, you're doing nice." She says, "Something clever in action, rock of the wrong." She's still helping me up. It's a silver liner. I know it's crazy. But then she disappears. I pull it out to show her.
The dove.
I ain't no thief. You want it back, it's yours. Let me know. It found its way in somehow.
No, when Liner left it, he said that it would find the hands that need to be made. And as you pull out the dove, you feel as your hands sort of wrap around the handle or the grip, and you realize that the grip isn't just like texture. It shifts under your hand, and it fits into all of the nooks and grooves of your palm. And as you close your fingers around, the trigger molds to your finger. And you see the barrel elongate even longer to about a foot and a half long now. And the body, of course, still stays the same. The dove seems to have grown to you. Though the connection to the weapon still feels fuzzy. Like it's resisting. Like it doesn't want you. It wants something. And you recall when you were sitting around the campfires of the Cataphract mining, sitting with Xaryxis, specifically one of their psychic fighters. You forget the term. No, that's a specific one. There's the Zerth. There's Zerth. You sat with the Zerth and one of his apprentices, and you watched as his weapon shifted and changed to fit what he needed, from a long greatsword to a paring. Now you don't get the same feel from this weapon, but the idea, the things he talked to you about weapons living with personalities rings a bell and seems to fit well.
Kind of clicks.
Yeah. And weapons with personalities is a topic that you take a little personally. But Blip watches as the grip molds to your hands, and you can see his yellow his eyes that were just yellow a moment ago turn to a soft purple. It has chosen you. It will take time. It always does. But I suppose that means Liner truly is dead.
If that is the case, I can only hope I live up to even a fraction of what that man did.
Well, if God chose you, you're destined for greatness. Just as he is.
Kind of look over my shoulder for a minute. Yeah, well, that elf back there seems to sure pick things up. I don't know much about no greatness, but I'm gonna do what I can. By the way, I'm gonna go ahead and pull up these gauntlets. Them crates that we had to deliver ended up being a hit out on Mert. To be honest, he acts like it ain't too out of the normal. A couple of gelatinous cubes. I don't know if you heard it, but they busted out of that crate. I feel like a bell end having delivered it right to his room, but they had a strange effect on all of us making it up there. Everyone had a bit of a doozy moment. Some outright turning against us for brief moments. It was wild, I'll tell you. But
I
when
just look
we
down and see bite marks on Tin Man and just go, sorry, Tin Man.
when we took care of it, these gauntlets came out of it.
May I? He holds his hands out to take them.
Please, I was hoping you'd know more than I do.
I will return them. Give me some time. Perhaps when you
No rush.
return from your mission.
Mr. Blip,
your hands.
And your hands are in mine. He lifts the gauntlets.
So they are. Can I give him a pat on the shoulder? Thank you much.
He grabs your arm as you go to leave, and as you turn around, he goes, "Thank you for the closure. I wasn't just a sidekick. He was my friend and my brother. And I see him in you."
Thank you for this opportunity. I hope I can do you proud. I hope I can do him proud.
I think you'll do more than you think. And he lets you go. Valen, on your way out of, or as the ship is lifting and taking off, you get a moment to yourself to find your gear to finally make sense of some things. You have Fred tosses your bag down in one of the rooms and leaves it there for you, letting you know that it's there.
Thanks, Fred.
Of course. He closes the door behind you and goes off. You hear the toop, 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 toop as he walks away. And as the door closes behind you, I think that's where we're going to take our break.
All right.
All right, everyone.
Yep.
Catch you in 5.
We'll catch you in 5.
Peace.
Back.
Yo, welcome back.
Yo, hey, what's going on, everybody?
Welcome
We
back,
are
everybody. Alrighty. So, picking right up where we left off, I see Valen has had an outfit change.
Yep.
We're gonna go into that. Alright, so, right where we left off, Valen, you had taken some time to yourself in your bunk.
Yep.
And have sat down to wait for the about hour-long trip it's going to take to get into the realm space and then up to the Beholder ship.
Yep.
You want some alone time.
And what
I gotta
what do you,
recoup. I got my butt beat pretty bad in there, both mentally and physically.
DM, would you say this counts as a short rest?
it would count as a short yes rest.
My ego's a little bashed, so I took the opportunity to get away to my private quarters, switch out of the combat gear a little bit, take off the leader face a little bit, and kind of just decompress for a minute, and kind of ride this out away from the crew.
You find yourself tired, which was not unexpected considering what you've been through. And you sit down on one of the small, lumpy bunks that they have there. And while you don't sleep, you feel the pull of the realm behind your eyes. And as your eyes close, it takes a moment. You can see the backs of your eyelids, but then your meditation kicks in, and you start floating in your mind. And as you float, sort of an invisible astral projection, as it were, you float above the ship, then you float away, and things get vague as they do. And you continue to float away until Toril and its entire system is nothing but a speck. And you pull back and you start seeing ripples in the astral sea. And you pull back further and the ripples start to even out. And then you sit up straight as if you were leaned over something. And in front of you is a pure lake. You're surrounded by trees of impossible colors, of impossible shapes that make squares, hard angles, but also loops and circles. The leaves are of odd colors, but it's all curated. It's very nice. It's very well put together. And the shore of this unmoving lake sort of just settles right at the grass line in front of you, like it's a seam. And as you lift your gaze and look out over the lake, you can see 3 suns in the distance. One of them's a dark green, one of them's a gentle purple, one of them's a malicious red. But below them, you see a figure you've only spoken to. You can't really make out the details, but it is a matronly figure, a motherly figure, wearing long, flowing robes that seem to wear the stars themselves. And you can see as her eyes open up, behind her eyelids, and behind the falling amber-colored hair are voids. Venen, you come. You're here.
Who are
You've
you?
finally woken up.
Who are you?
You asked for me. The
Where?
Starfire Oath.
It's true then? It's not just legends they told us as kids?
Legends are a funny thing. But I am here.
How is this so? I was just there on the ship with my new crew. Now I'm here. What is this magic? Why do you bring me here?
You asked for me. Not verbally, but with your heart. You lost something precious to you, and you're searching out answers.
And you can help me find these answers?
Perhaps, but you must grow stronger. For now, I can but give you a glimpse. Orion is alive.
Don't say it.
He persists still. His soul is caged, but he persists. He has your blood in his veins, Valen.
How can you know this? What proof do you have?
You see, as she waves a hand out over the the almost mirror shine lake, and a ripple goes out. And as the ripple comes out to you, you realize that she's much further away than you thought. And the ripple gains power. And eventually it turns into a tidal wave that lifts up in front of you. And as it's about to crash down on you, you see the waves go down. And then an explosion of light comes from the deep depth of the water. And in the center of this light, your eyes water. And you try to see, because you feel like you know what it is. And you do. You see a small figure of gently sun-kissed tan skin, long plaited braids like your own, curled up and clutched in the center of what looks to be these radiant spheres, like he's in the center of a clutch of eggs. And then the water hits you, and you wake up. And you hear the faintest whisper in the back of your mind. I am still here. I will still help you. But the Starfire Pact is important. You spoke it.
We all spoke it.
Indeed you did. But few meant it. and few need it like you do, Valen.
Tell me what I have to do.
Carry on with your plight. Help these folk. They need you now, and they will carry you to Orion.
Yeah, I will. I'll help them.
The whisper fades, and you realize that as you reach up to touch your face, the water from your eyes burning, the tears are still there, and you can feel your eyes are puffy as if you've been crying. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna take a little time to think about the energy that I felt. It felt so real, but it also, everything kind of felt like a dream at the same time. So I'm having trouble discerning what's reality and what's real. And that definitely felt a lot more real than the dream states I've had of other anomalies similar.
And considering the tears are still on your face, that drives home that perhaps this is more real than you once thought.
And I'm going to think about the Starfire Pact, and I'm going to read it out here. Give me a second. And it reads, we pledge ourselves to the pursuit of knowledge and enlightenment, to explore the mysteries of the universe and to chart the paths between the stars. Above all, we vow to protect one another, to stand as beacons of light in the darkness, and to offer aid to our brothers and sisters. And I'm going to kind of just remember the time when I was young, going through like the Astral Elves scouting program with other elves, and getting older and having to recite the pledge and talking about the lore of the Starfire Pact, and you know, whether it was real or fake, and that whole memory is coming rushing towards, kind of flooding towards me as I remember the pact and the oath, and the gravitude of what it means if it's real.
If it's real.
Yep.
Zar, you're standing on... Oh, I should mention. Valen, as you feel the whisper slide off of your mind, you feel that it has left something. There is an energy inside of you, a hope that has been rekindled in your heart, and you're not sure if it's from this other power or if it's simply from having seen Orion alive. But you also know that hope is often the power, the thing you need, the driving force. And you hadn't realized exactly how close you had come to giving up that hope. Zar, you're standing on the deck with your hands on the whale on top of this hammerhead-like shark-like boat. And you look up at the stars, and for a moment you see something in the distance. It's a glimmer of green. And you hear speak into your mind, how was the letter?
Who sent that?
Exactly the name you saw.
AM?
Am.
How did you know I'd find it?
Secrets.
Czar get one too?
You should look for him.
Oh, I
He
plan
was
to.
fun. But I'm reaching out.
You sent him?
Me? No.
Okay. You said this was fun, like you knew.
Oh, I'm part of something much larger than you know, Czar. But this part was not my plan. This was Vasha's. My part's coming up. Have fun. And you feel the connection disperse. You know that voice. You've heard it hundreds of times. That was Krellak. And you know the glint of your own ship.
I'm gonna get them.
And it's as that thought crosses your mind that as vengeance roots itself a little more strongly, as the sense of justice grips you, you feel that old motivation, the one that caused you to put together the crate and tackle in the first place, the one that got you out on your ship, making the gold and instilling fear in the hearts of those that should fear you. You feel that motivation come back, and you feel a little bit of that old Czar come back. You feel more yourself, despite this other Czar. And you feel that bolster you and push you forward into the dark of space. The trip out. Or do you have anything you'd like to say?
No, Czar feels more sure that the other Czar is in fact some kind of test to him from the voice.
So with each of you now in your minds dealing with these new concerns, it only takes about 8 hours. Oh no, you guys are going up to the ship. Never mind. It only takes you about an hour to get up to the beholder ship. You can see as the hammerhead ship sort of pulls right into the main cargo area here. You can see the open area, and bumps into the entrance right in the center up to the command deck. And I just want to make sure you guys can see this map, correct?
Yep.
Yep.
All right, and does it make sense to you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. This one was a little confusing when I first looked at it.
Oh, that's okay.
It's wacky.
Yeah. So the front end of
Do you have that image of what the ship looks like to share?
I can put it up. But as you enter, I'll put it up in a minute. But
Yep.
as you enter the main area, the front end of the hammerhead sort of drifts in, and you can see as Ryback and the 3 cadets get up and start getting ready to unpack everything. Fred approaches the 4 of you, and you see him hold out 4 different appendages. May I take your bags?
Yeah, go ahead and take it. You guys did such a great job before. I can't deny you this opportunity to do it again.
Thank you.
Thanks, and throw the bag down on his feet and then put my glasses back on. We got some work to do, boys, and I've never been happier to do it with this group here.
You can see as Fred, a tendril comes out of his foot and then just runs the line of his body up to make the bag hold in his hand. And then if any of you also offer your bags, he will take it. But inside of the Beholder's ship, you can see that everything is really dark. There's no natural lighting in here. And everything seems to be made out of just basic smooth stone. If you know anything about Beholders, you know that they make most of their everything using disintegration rays, just carving things out. And that is evidenced here, is every wall is extremely smooth, and it is just featureless rock. you go ahead and you pull in, and Ryback and the rest of them hop off of the ship into the cargo deck here. They find a spot. I'm trying to find a good spot here. They find a spot in the upended part, the bowl shape of the cargo area, and you can see. I gotta get you a list here. Ryback and the four of them move a bunch of stuff off of the ship. You know that the trip out to Hakatha is going to take 16 days and then 16 back, so a total of almost a full month, or just over a full month. But each of you are given a climber's kit, a hammer. There is 100 pittance to go between you. I'll give you a second to catch up. And I'm going to post this in the Discord as well.
Is that 100 pittance?
Correct. Not each, total.
Okay.
And then there is 2 mess kits, so kits to put together mess, something Xaryxis you'd already have. 5 100-foot ropes of hemp. A portable cooking surface, which you recognize is Ryback's go-to cooking surface. 2 barrels of water, 5 fat flasks of cooking oil, 2 chests of fresh foodstuffs, a chest full of rations, 5 lanterns that all have the continual flame cast on them, half a quart of pre-cut firewood, and 10 potions of healing, each of which is in a metal flask. Though, considering they're in the metal flask, you're not sure if it's a healing potion or Ryback's alcohol, because they're all sort of thrown in together. So there's like 20 flasks in there, and only half of them are healing potions.
All right, I love playing roulette.
Aside from that, Ryback. Hold
go
on,
ahead.
really quick. Ryback, as he goes to step off of the hammerhead for the last time, as you unload everything, he looks up. Well, who should I give the sending stone to? That's not the accent, but go ahead.
I'll take that. And I'm gonna reach my hand out to grab it.
He sets it in your hand, goes right to Tarto.
Darto.
Limited use, be careful.
It's like it's once per day.
It's once per day.
And I'm gonna put it in my back pocket, realizing I just wasted it. I got this under control, don't worry. Proper sending stone discipline will be adhered to at all times. I'm like shaking it behind my back.
As Skarok gets on the ship and starts looking at the provisions, like he sees, some of the grains, like okay, and then starts getting to like the dried meats, and like he starts to visibly get somewhat angry. Like, what do you mean we're not eating fresh? And kind of realize, okay, yes, it's going to be a long journey.
Skarok, store that anger. I don't want you getting out of control, please. I can see it in your eyes already. You're getting upset at the food here. I am too, big guy. I am too.
No
Because
salad
there's
bar.
not a salad bar.
Well, I don't see many provisions for salads, but I do recall 2 octopus that was brought with us, so I may yet survive this trip.
Vegetables. I need all your fresh vegetables. Bring them as quick as possible. I have room. And, my man, I will be using meat on this journey. I need you, and I just list off a bunch of different, like, what would be similar animals for Skarok to Ryback? Say, get this kind of meat for me. Throw it in a freezer, and I will trade you when I get back. Essentially, I want him to restock what I use on the journey coming out of my bag.
Okay. Look, he's sort of at first thinking that you mean immediately. I don't know what you're talking about. We've got fresh stuff right here. And he opens one of the chests, and you can see sectioned off in like wrapped paper are different types of meats. There's some vegetables. There's some fruits, and just any kind of real food you want. There's 2 full chests of fresh foodstuffs.
If anyone touches the fruits and vegetables without me, there will be problems on this trip. That's my only request.
Oh, Sar's gonna smash that fruit. I don't know what to tell you.
Skyrocket literally like seeing this just starts takes about like half of it and shoves it into the bag of colding. It's like, Valen, you need a salad? I got you.
As you're sort of going through the food, you get most of the way into filling up your bag before Ryback stands up and sort of pushes you away. You have a mission to be about. Go do it. I'll take care of the food.
No, that was for me. We're cooking it on the ship.
We're on the ship. We're going.
Oh shit. Wait, you're going. You're going.
Yes, I'm cooking.
There may be some issues we got to work out on who's doing what here. Let's not get bogged down in the minutia of the trip here. There'll be plenty of opportunity to cook. Let's make our way in here.
Wait, let him cook.
Yes.
Let him cook.
I made sure to bring along the things you said to make something more
Nutritious.
less tasty.
Okay, let's slow it down. I appreciate all this food conjecture between you two when you don't really even have much of a refined
I
palate.
just kind of tap Ryback on his toe. It's like, you're getting small, man. We need to fatten you up for later.
And I'll kind of move along here and into the mainway and start inspecting this mysterious ship. I think there's some cleanup to do.
Yes, so
I'm gonna follow Valen.
you sort of walk the in the way this looks, it's upside down, so it's sort of a bowl-like shape that you are at the top of, so like at the bottom.
Okay.
So you walk around and you see that the cargo area is almost entirely devoid aside from the things that were dropped off. You can see the hammerhead lift up and then depart, and from on top of it you hear Kruk say, "Whoever's driving, don't park it in the water. This thing will sink like a rock." And then he disappears out of the entrance with the ship.
Well, it's for real, guys. This mission is a go. I was a little nervous when we got started here, but I have some pretty good feeling that we're gonna be just okay here, guys. Why don't we start clearing this out, make the main storage deck here our main base for operations for when we hit planet side, and we can prep all our stuff. You three down here, if you guys want to prep that stuff, we can start making our way up top here.
Fred snaps a salute. One little thing I forgot to mention, in fact, it's not little, it's very important. Part of your task is to install a spelljamming helm in order to fly this thing. Tony destroyed his when he left it.
Yeah, I'd say that's a little bit more than kind of important.
It's
I
just a
think
little important.
the first order of business here is finding a good place for the spelljammer helm that we have to install.
Do we have one?
You do. You do.
We
do?
actually,
Okay.
it's in the case of and
It's folded down in one of the chests.
yeah.
Okay.
So if you guys want to kind of prep all the equipment as it comes in, inventory it for us, kind of get it ready down here, we'll kind of press up into the ship and make sure none of those pesky mind flayers are still here, guys, and try to like scare the new recruits. Ooh.
All right. While they're doing this, not really, because they're talking about the spell jamming, and Skarok really has no idea about any of this. I'm gonna pull out one of the octopuses and make like a ceviche style salad and kind of hand it off to anybody who's hungry, and basically use my
I'll
little
take one of
chef's
those.
feet to give some temporary hit points.
Aye, aye.
So, Tin Man is sort of off to the side here. He's still looking up and down the dove, just, taking it in. And he kind of speaks up at some point. Well, I don't know about flyers, but a ship like this sit out here long enough, it's bound to pick up some squatters. I'll tell you right here and now, you ain't gonna want to move that there helm until you've given this place a once over.
Yeah, we're about to clear this bad boy out right now. Here, you got that new gun of yours ready? Uh-oh, we lost
Ready
Mark.
as
One
I'm gonna
second.
be.
1 second here.
Can you hear me?
Yep, there we go.
Yep.
Okay, I'm here. I heard.
He lives.
I
Uh,
heard what Tin Man was doing. So, you sort of talking to see how you feeling about this, Tin Man?
yeah, basically making sure he's got that gun ready to go is before we move out, because that's going to be the number one tool for cleaning up here is actually that blunderbuss you just got, buddy.
All right. So you can tell that the only ways up, aside from going through the command deck, which is currently sealed off, are the cargo decks proper, which sort of let's see here. You can see on the left side of this map, you're in the little tunnel area here, and there's certain access shafts that go up.
All right.
I misread this. I'm sorry, I got it backwards. But yes, you're in the bottom part, not in the bowl shape. My bad.
Yeah, okay.
The cargo deck.
Yes.
Yeah, up here in the left.
Yeah.
All right.
Pretty in the butthole.
If we can call it at most a sphincter, we're in the sphincter of the ship.
That's moderately disturbing, but
I don't think you would be.
carry on.
Okay.
Starhawk is going to investigate the shaft.
Hey, what's
Family
this?
friendly.
What's this shaft looking like, buddy?
The as you leave the main little area, you can see that it sort of terminates into complete darkness. There's no natural lighting here. Which access shaft are you moving towards?
I think we're gonna take the closest one. Personally, the
How
smallest.
big are the shafts?
Yeah, the smallest shaft is normally the one I normally take on first.
They're about 20 feet across. They're big enough to fit. Do we need to take a moment? They need to fit the beholders, moving up and down.
Yeah, so probably the closest one, and I'm gonna look up there and give a hello.
You hear your own voice call back with the echo, but aside from that, you don't see or hear anything. If you'd like to make an investigation check.
Yep, that does sound good. How's an 18 sound?
So as you look up, you call and you hear hello, and then your voice gets louder for a second as it echoes. And for a moment, in the darkness, you see a light blue flash, and then just sort of flicker for a moment and go out again.
You guys see that?
No, I'm not looking in the shaft.
Yeah, it does. Do I see it?
If you're looking up the shaft, yes. If
Yeah,
you're-
there's something at the tip of this shaft here we gotta get up to.
Anyway,
You said it was kind of reflective, as if maybe it was wet or moist.
no, he saw a flicker of blue light from up there. Aside from that, no, it's all just dry, featureless rock.
I mean,
Maybe like a spark of light.
Dry shaft.
Yeah, as I look up there and I point out that I saw a flicker of light up there, I'm gonna suggest if anyone is really good at climbing, like if there's a good person, I'm gonna look right at General Czar, who's really not for climbing. Yeah, I just
Starhawk just
I mean,
reaches his
I
long
feel
ass
like we're
arms
looking
up
out.
and
Sorry.
things.
no, we're looking up, right?
Yeah, so you're looking up.
Plane's in the middle of the ship.
So if you look, I moved you to the correct spot,
Yeah.
and you're looking up from there, which goes up to where you see the hollow deck.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're looking up that way, towards the north of that picture.
So,
Okay.
So you're over here where Valen is.
Yeah.
yep, looking upwards. Skarok,
This room here.
Skarok, Czar, anyone want to make the initial ascent Or am I gonna have to take the lead here? I don't mind it. I know Tin Man doesn't like scaling so much. We attempted on the bridge back at at the academy, and he said no go, which is lucky because I didn't have rope.
True.
I will.
I'll start
Yeah, no.
climbing.
Scark will start climbing, and
And as you're climbing, I'm gonna tie a rope off to you. So as you're climbing up, you're taking up a rope with you, so we can follow.
yeah, I guess because I mean we got all those pittons and everything. I'll grab some of those and just start
Yeah.
putting up safety line.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm just gonna have you make a couple of athletics checks for me. You and Zar, who are both climbing. If one of you would like to help, I'll give the other advantage.
I've got 7 in athletics if you want to
I'll
give me
help him.
advantage.
I only have a 3 in athletics.
Quick
Alright.
timeout. Quick timeout.
Yep.
I just want to point out some people still have inspiration.
Oh yes.
Yep.
So just pointing out, I don't remember who. I know I didn't get
I
it,
still got mine.
but
Zar
Some people
has
do.
one, Xaryxis has one, and I know that Tin Man. No, Valen, you have one because I gave you one for when you did the if I was invisible out of the window.
okay. All right. So
Everybody
there's
has inspiration available right now.
inspiration is available. Time it.
How about a nat 20?
Let's go, baby.
I gave
That's really gonna increase your odds or your dice score.
Dayton used it to leave, right?
Oh, give me 1
He
second
used
here.
it to leave.
He quit on it.
So with a 20,
There you
with
go.
a 27, you just start going. With Zar there behind you, he's passing things up to you. He's climbing with you, just sort of as your second. He's got the bag of pittons on his waist. You've got the hammer. You're doing the climbing, hammering them in, and Valen is running the line up to you. Tin Man, you're actually a little impressed at how well these three work together. You've seen a lot of teams work together, but this was just a few words from Valen, and they were gone. It takes you probably half an hour, just under an hour, to reach where the gravity plane shifts. And Scarrock, as you hit that, you start falling upwards, which has now become downwards to you.
All right.
I definitely read that backwards. Then.
Yeah, so down is the gravity plane, and then up is the gravity plane. So it's
So
at
my
opposite ends.
excuse me. Am I right at the gravity plane where basically like I'd be in that weird limbo state?
You're getting so into what you're doing that you don't realize you've passed it. Like you start to feel the upper part of your body lift up a little bit, but your legs are so latched in that you're like, oh, this is whatever.
Right.
And it's not
So,
until
yeah.
you fully go over it that you start falling.
Oh, yeah, with that, still holding onto the safety rope, then I kind of like try and swing into the wall and like try and hold myself from falling down, like up onto the wall.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, go ahead and up ahead of you, Zar, you see this happening to Scarrock. Go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw for me.
Absolutely.
It's for Scarrock, not Zar.
Oh.
Sorry. Well, I'll need it. We'll use it. Okay. You managed to make the grip, and you managed to swing yourself to hold onto the rope without hitting anything. Zar, you're not quite as fortunate. You realize you see Scarrock just sort of fly off before you had the chance to respond, and the rope is yanked from your hands, and then you are lifted up and then start falling as well with no rope to hold you around. If you'd like to make another dexterity saving throw to see if you fall or where you fall.
Me or Zara?
15.
Zar, he's got it. Zar,
Almost a 2, and I was gonna cry.
Zar, as you're falling, you barely manage to grab onto Scarrock. You manage to grab his weapon belt right at the back.
All right.
Valen,
Hold on, Bugman!
you can see the rope suddenly really pulling the opposite direction now.
I'm sorry, holding it down
Bugman,
harder.
can you fly? And I'm gonna try and see if I can like get him off of me onto the wall, so that way I'm not
Link,
trying to
not
hold.
As you're panicking, you look up and realize that while Valen has the rope at the other end, you're only about 10 feet from the ground.
Oh.
I just dropped Zara.
I don't care. I'll just let go.
All right. Yeah, Valen, you feel the rope go limp.
What is going on up there?
Get up here, boys!
And I'm gonna start climbing on the pegs and holding onto the rope as best I can.
Tin Man, what are you doing?
Let's go, short legs.
Gonna go ahead and start climbing my way up.
All right. Around you, Skarok and Zar, you can see that arrayed on the in the sort of bowl-like shape that you're in, the command deck, as it were, or in the meditation deck, it looks very similar to the hollow deck in the way that it is sort of void of detail and the sort of energy that you feel around it. Most hollow decks have sort of an illusion magic that you can feel. But you can also see that around you are about 20-foot walls that you need to scale to get back out of these meditation chambers.
Start
So
climbing the
we
walls, then.
essentially fell all the way down to the...
top.
Correct.
We
So
fell to the top. Yes.
you went in here, went up there, you hit the gravity plane, and then fell upwards.
Okay,
And now you're in this meditation chamber right here.
okay. Is there anything in the meditation chamber?
I'm so glad.
It's so calm in here.
Are we both in the same meditation chamber?
All
You both
four
fell
of
in
them.
the same spot. Well, the other you two are on your way up.
Okay, so we might not fall into it.
It's like, mind the
I know.
gap!
I don't like what I just saw there.
That's not what you want.
What's next to Skarok? Never mind.
Skarok and Zar, as you fall into this meditation chamber, you see that there's piles of metal on the ground around you. I know I just said it was clear, but I forgot this part. But you see piles of metal on the ground around you, sort of just lumped in the center. And then as you walk around it and start to try climbing again, you hear rustling from the metals. The clinging and the t-t-t-t of things. And Zar, you're surprised that you recognize the language. It's metallic, but you recognize it.
Oh.
And all you hear is annihilate, destroy, as two
Skarok, watch out up there.
as two clockwork horrors drop into the meditation chamber, or not drop into the meditation, but show up in the meditation chamber. It's very cramped quarters.
This is not good.
It's arboring time, buddy.
It's not arboring time. It is not arboring time. There's not the space for that in here.
No, but see, I'm a bugbear. I can fit into spaces that are small.
Did he ask the size of the room? It's arboring time.
No.
Exactly.
No.
So you're sort of clumped together in this little meditation chamber, and in the metal beneath you is starting to climb out these clockwork horrors with saws and hands.
That seems Terminator.
Yeah, the glaive comes off the back and, we'll try and bend one off.
All right, so you're gonna make an attack.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead and make an attack at disadvantage. You're in very, very close quarters. You have to make sure.
Yeah, if I may, you have a handout for these clockwork quarters. What?
I'm glad you asked, and thank you for reminding me.
Yep. Toss that bad boy up.
Don't read the description. Don't
Oh,
read the
that's-
description yet.
Okay,
please.
I will not.
Ooh, that looks scary.
They're small,
Mm-hmm.
but they're vicious looking.
Okay, but that thing's straight out of like Nier Automata.
All right, so
Yeah, go. Sorry, let
Make-
me go ahead and
make
make
your
a.
attack.
Oh.
8.
I need you to roll. I need you to roll a d20, and I want you to pick high or low before you roll it.
High.
Okay. If you roll high, okay, you rolled
13.
high. You're good. Zar, you narrowly duck as Zar's glaive almost takes off one of your antennas.
Sorry.
Oh.
You get the feeling that if you stay in here too much longer, this is going to turn into a blender, and the blades are at the bottom.
That's not
Zar, what
great.
would you like to do?
Not me here.
How are you going to do that?
Climb? That's a thing. Climb.
All right. go ahead
Well,
and make.
Scarrock, I'm gonna get out of your way here because I like my antennas where they were placed at birth. So
I'm gonna try to put it back on. Like I like them there too.
I like them on my head.
All right, so go ahead and make your dexterity save or check to see if you can or athletics. Sorry, athletics. A words.
That's a natural 20.
Woo!
Oh no.
Let's go! A 23 natural 20.
Do you want me to narrate
Now,
it
mind
if
you,
want to?
2 people have climbed, and they both climbed with natural 20.
I think it means we're on our way up.
Hey.
All right. Do you want to narrate that, or do you want me to?
No, you got it.
All right. So, Scarrock, as these things start churning up from the metal underneath you, sort of taking wild shots at wherever they think the things are, you swing and just barely miss Czar's antenna, ducks it, and then using that duck, you see him sort of clench up, and then just there's a small, like a click.
Grasshopper.
Yes, and then he snaps up and jumps like 20 feet in the air and lands just outside of the meditation.
Impressive.
Boy.
Bye-bye.
So you were right there now, Czar, just to the right there. The 2 clockwork horrors are going to attempt to make blind attacks at you. Does a 13 hit?
No.
Not you, but Scarrock.
Oh.
No,
Does a 15 hit?
that is my armor class. But you said we did level up, correct?
Correct. You have an ability, don't you?
I do. So yeah, I'm gonna use that ability, and I'll let you narrate what happens.
So you realize that beneath your feet are blades that are very likely going to fillet you. And you know firsthand that filleting is not fun, it's not comfortable, and it's actually quite painful. But you're no stranger to near-death experiences, to being this close to the end of a blade, no matter how fast it's spinning. And you feel a twinge down your spine. And as these blades come up to slice at you, you sort of pull your legs up, and a pair of it's like a golden dragon wings encase you, and Czar from up above, you can barely see a pearlescent sheen of a dark green over these wings. And as Scarrock looks up at you, you can see that his eyes have turned purple. After a moment, they go back to his normal yellow, and you settle back down on your feet, Scarrock, instead of falling.
Gotta say, I can't think of any class feature.
Scarrock, the more I learn about you, the more I'm unsettled. I just want you to know that.
Tin Man
He just smiles.
and Valen. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Alex.
No, we're good. Go on.
Tin Man and Valen. Valen, as you climb the access shaft, you can sort of see that where the light you saw came from is just up to the north, up this way.
Okay. I'm not on the cargo deck anymore, though, right?
Correct. You've moved up to the command deck.
Okay.
Or, sorry, yeah, this one right here. 3.
Okay.
So confused.
I get in there and I can see the shiny, whatever had shined towards me went into the 3 area here.
Correct.
I am going to peer in there and take a look, but kind of take a defensive position. Our travels here, I reluctantly took off my armor to better rest, but I'm no fool. I'm not running in there head first, so I'm going to kind of just prop up against the wall here and kind of peer in to see what was going on, knowing that there's some calamity going on up above me too.
For sure. So, let's do that. So as you peer in, you can see that the area opens up, and this is a much larger map than what it shows. Don't worry.
Okay.
The inside, you can see several, just scattered across the ground, are metal pieces, chunks of metal that have seemingly been taken from vehicles, from mechanics. You even see what looks like a rogue hand laying there, made of metal. So there's probably a warforged or two in here. But otherwise, the room is entirely dark. These piles get up to about 5 feet high. And to the far back left, you can see a light, pulsing blue symbol on the wall.
What symbol is it?
You can see that on an anvil, underneath a striking hammer, is the initials CF.
Goes directly into note-taking mode.
And I don't take notes a lot, so you know that's... Alright, I'm going to just look at it, kind of peer my glasses down a little bit, take note of it, and kind of peel back a little bit. So I'm going to wait for the team to wrap up whatever nonsense
My
is going on.
concern is Valen's wearing sunglasses in the dark cave.
Your concerns are not my concerns, so I'm going to peel back a little bit and kind of...
Tin Man, where are you?
So I assume I'm making my way up the shaft?
You're right behind Valen.
Fantastic. Then, so am I to assume we traverse the gravity plane without any issues?
Correct.
Fantastic.
You were prepared for it.
Of course I was. So, I'm going to kind of poke my head out from around the lamp.
Hey, you see that? Does that look
Yeah,
familiar to
what
you?
is it?
And Tin Man, you recognize this immediately. You've seen this logo. That's the Fapple brand logo.
You know what
Kind
that...
of like
you
reach
know
the
what...
back of my head, kind of scratching up under my hat.
It's not quite the same as yours, but it's definitely his.
Shoot, that ain't a surprise.
You can.
Well,
You have the eagle eyes, correct?
yes.
So you can see as the light pulses, as the logo goes up on the wall and then it recedes, goes up again. You can see off to the side of one of these piles what looks like a hand is just sort of hanging out. Sort of, let me see if I can mess with the camera. Like, sort of like this, just hanging out of the pile. And you hear it move and go, "Help, please."
And against my better instinct and thinking back on a conversation I just had in the dark, I'm going to thoughtlessly run into the room and try to help this guy.
So as you take your first steps across this barren earth, you start kicking away pieces of metal, components, detritus, and Tin Man, are you following with?
I like to think it's sort of this moment where Valan is like, against my better judgment, I'm gonna run in, and then he looks down while running, and there's Tin Man right alongside him.
So as you're both running in, it takes a moment for you to realize it's dark, and you can sort of see.
I'm going to cast Fairy Fire.
Okay, give me just a second.
Sorry,
I want
sorry,
to
yeah.
describe it first.
Yeah. Sorry.
A large bowl-like chamber with strewn scrap and metal coating the floor. A few dark mounds reflect flashes of light off metallic surfaces like the reflection of eyes of a predatory animal hiding in an undergrowth. As light is cast across them, you can see there are piles of more scrap with dried pools of oil that have long since seeped into the stone chamber. And you can see there's several other puddles of oil. And Tin Man, you walk up to one and almost slip on it. And as you look down, you see another face looking back up at you. It's just a face, a plate, in fact. With the eyes removed, there's no mouth behind it, just sitting on the ground. And as you look around, you see there are other bodies. other auto-human bodies. You hear the and the hand comes out from around, and you see it's one of the clockwork horrors with a auto-gnome hand in place of one of its saws, and on its face is another plate, giving it a haunted visage of a long-dead auto-gnome. And I think that's what we're going to call it for
Woo! Oh man, Tin Man. Thanks, man.
Robot Leatherface over here.
Thanks for following me in, buddy. That was a great session, guys. Thanks for everyone
Fantastic.
tuning in. I know we had some little technical difficulties there at the beginning. Thanks for everyone that stayed through there. This will be up on our YouTube on Friday. The Mark edit will be out, which I always look forward to.
Yeah.
Once again, thanks everyone for tuning in. This was a great episode. We'll see you next Monday for another behind the scenes episode of this episode. And then in 2 weeks, we'll have episode 7. We'll pick up right back off here at this little adventure. Mark, you got anything for us before we call for the night?
I think that's it. Everybody have a wonderful evening. Thank you guys for being here. This is a fantastic game. I can really feel our feet getting under us. And aside from that, have a wonderful evening, everyone. We'll see you in the stars.
See ya.
Night.
I know.